Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Yesterday, Kasipul Member of Parliament, Sir Charles Ongondo Were, was eliminated just 30 minutes after leaving Parliament. This is a Member of Parliament with a bodyguard armed with security who was in a secured area, did not use his usual car, changed his car because he knew his life was in danger, but was eliminated. In this video, I want us to talk about some unanswered questions. Because let's face it, Ongondo Were had many enemies.
The people who are messing us here on the DCC, they are serial thieves, and we know them. We know them. They are insecurity by themselves. Wale wanaleta shida hapa Kasipul, si watu ya Kasipul. Wengine wanatoka Migori, wengine wanatoka Kisumu, wanapoteza kukuja. Hata jana saa 2 mkutano ilikuwa Pikadili. Former MCA moja hapa na muda anaitwa Ongati alisema wanangoja mkutano ile nitakuwa plain police from outside Kasipul iwekwe, and that's why I want to speak. Iwekwe alafu yuti iwe hired from Kisumu wakuje waanza kuleta chaos ndio nipigwe risasi. That's a fact. I want to tell my people. Nyinyi ukisikia nimewawa, nimesema.
And Ongondo Were even knew he was going to die.
Tukimaneno, kumbe siasa iko na faida. Hata mimi siku ile nitapumzika, naomba watu ya ODM nyinyi uniwekee hii bandera na nyinyi ukuje kwa fujo.
I've gone through online comments, the reaction of Kenyans about the death of Sir Charles Ongondo Were. But I'll not get into all those. For me, I'll look at some unanswered questions. Ladies and gentlemen, before we do that, allow me to give a huge shout out to our today's sponsor, Bricks Solutions, your #1 partner in CCTV installation, software solutions, website development, and structured cabling. Currently, Bricks Solutions has one of the best, when I talk of the best, I mean the best point of sale software in the market, designed for supermarkets, schools, pharmacies, barber shops, petrol stations, name it. You can contact them on the numbers you are seeing on your screen there for live demonstrations. Ladies and gentlemen, there are several unanswered questions about the death of Ongondo Were. And the first question is, who wanted Ongondo Were dead and why? The truth of the matter is that Ongondo Were had many enemies. Immediately the news came out, a lady by the name Irene Ojwang posted this just immediately. Charles Ongondo, wherever you are, dead or alive, communicate to your clan that I need our children's house in Karen that you took away 2 years ago through crafty deals with the bank. My spirit will not release you. Tears of a divorced woman on behalf of her children. I reached out publicly and nobody listened to my cry. Everything is vanity. Let's meet on the judgment day before Jehovah. That's just one. There's another one here which is very interesting. This is even interesting. I used my collateral valued at Kenya shillings 60 million back in 2013. That was a lot of money. I acted as a guarantor for ABC Bank client, Kenya shillings 7 million and 6.3 million OD facility advanced to High Flash Investment and Consultancy, Libra House branch. High Flash supplied goods to UNHCR, sanitary pads worth 6.6 million, which they were paid through ABC Bank 8.2 million. Instead of retiring the OD facility, they turned it into a term loan without me being involved as a guarantor. Finally, High Flash left the loan unserviced, and ABC coerced me into either them selling the property. So far, I have paid 8.2 million out of the 13.6 loaned. ABC has gone ahead to sell my property at Kenya shillings 38 million, yet I had offered 58 million, which ABC frustrated. This guy is saying here that he guaranteed someone a loan, then they also took some facility, which is 6.6 for a company, which then supplied. Normally, if you, in that situation, when the payment is made through the bank is supposed to deduct the loan. In this case, the bank did not deduct the loan. Then those guys never serviced the loan. So he ended up with a loan of the bank 13.8, of which he has already paid 8.2. So he used his security, his property as a security. So the bank went ahead and sold his property at 38 million because the bank wanted to sell it. He said, okay, if you want to sell it, let me then even buy it at 58 million. The bank refused. So he's saying here, the property is sold to Metro Camp Properties related to Kasipul Kabondo MP Were Ongondo. In spite of having valid court order issued by Lady Justine Kiomogoi from ELC stopping them from evicting my family, they've gone ahead and forcefully evicted my family today. So which means Ongondo Were had many enemies. You go back to Homa Bay. There's a lot of politics down there. Ongondo Were expressed his fears. And at some point, I think, because I've been following the development in two counties, that is Homa Bay and Migori, violence has actually escalated in those counties because UDA, which was a smaller party, when William Ruto came into power, they now enjoyed the state security and they were able to buy out most of the youths. And most of these youths actually terrorized most of ODM leaders in Homa Bay. Ongondo Were is one of the leaders who said no. So he also hired goons. In most cases, he would go with them to funerals, and as usual, people would fight. So the question is, who wanted Ongondo Were dead? Politics? Didn't go sour? Or who? That's the first question. Let us wait for the investigative agencies to try and answer for us that question. Because if a member of parliament can be executed like that, and that was well planned, the execution was perfect. The second question is, if Ongondo Were was that powerful, like he was able to kill people, maim, hurt people here and there, cause chaos everywhere, why was he not arrested? Why? Was he that powerful? Because at some point, you remember after the election, the government had all the machineries to actually arrest even the thugs. I remember there was a gentleman who was known to me who was killed, and Ongondo Were was blamed for his death. Nobody has been arrested so far. Why? Yeah? Why? Number 3, Ongondo Were personally made several reports to the police about the chaos in his constituency. What is the status of those investigations?
One of the notorious criminals who comes from Kenyan called a boy stated that I will not talk there. The villagers there were angered. What happened and the process are within investigating agencies, which I don't want to address. I've been very keen for the last 6 months, including the latest. And allow me to spill the bean today. because I want these things to be in the public domain. Those who bring insecurity in Kasipo, they are not residents of Kasipo. These youths. There's a vehicle which abducted one called Brian. These vehicles moves around in Oyugis with different number plates. The security agency are briefed on this. We can't say because that people should not be coming to Kasipul, no. But if you come for a funeral, if a relative, you breathe with us, you eat and you go.
And who is this powerful individual who was shielding the alleged goons? Because Ongondo Were was actually fighting with his own goods. He had a list of the people, and he was like, most of these people don't even come from my constituencies, and these are the guys. He reported. What is the status of those investigations? The DCI and the police should tell Kenyans, because at least Ongondo Were has gone to his grave but left a list that these are the people. This is the vehicle these guys use. Okay? The investigative agencies then needed to round up those people. Of course, Ongondo Were also had his people whose names were known. Round them up, then investigate. Because so many people were actually maimed in in Homa Bay. This is my take. Ongondo Were might have been eliminated because of three things. Number one, which most people suspect, and local leaders alluded to it yesterday when they were addressing the media in Nairobi after the death, local politics. And I was telling someone that there maybe someone somewhere wanted to portray Ongondo Were as violent. You provoke someone, he starts fighting, then he's labeled violent. Then, the moment he's labeled violent, then he becomes a target. There's something I don't want to talk about. But at some point, the supremacy battle between ODM and UDA party in Homa Bay reached its highest peak. And the center of that war was Kasipul. I don't know why. The UDA were being supported by the security. That's why Ongondo Were was very particular, naming even the security apparatus involved. So maybe he was eliminated because of that. Number two, and this is so highly, that Ongondo Were might have been eliminated by one of the enemies. Because clearly the guy had so many enemies. So when you have so many enemies, people fighting you, then someone can easily eliminate you and pass the blame. Because in this country, it's easy to hire hitmen and then blame politics. Yeah? But I think maybe it's also karma. They say that those who live by the sword die by the sword. I don't know, but that's my take on Ongondo Were as at now. I'll be doing more analysis as I gather more information on this particular issue. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.